EA Sports started their venture into football games in 1993 with the highly acclaimed FIFA International Soccer, bringing in new ideas to the world of football in the video gaming industry. But after the horrible reviews received for both FIFA 96 and FIFA 97, EA wanted to bring something fresh to the market to compete with the fans' favorite, Sensible Soccer 98 and Konami's International Superstar Soccer Pro. Developed by EA Canada and released in June 1997 for the PC and November 1997 for the PlayStation, FIFA Road to World Cup 98 was the fifth game in the FIFA franchise, and the second, after FIFA 97, to be in 3D on the 32-bit machines, and it was a big success. Today we're going to look back to one of my childhood's best football games and what made it very popular. The version I will be going to be testing is the Windows version, so let's dive straight into the packaging. When it comes to packaging, the FIFA franchise has the most memorable box arts in the video gaming industry. In 1998, EA used the same design theme across all their sports game franchises, going with the white background, cover stars on the left, and the big circled 98 alongside the title. FIFA Road to World Cup 98 had England's and Manchester United legend midfielder, back then, David Beckham on the cover, as well as the white background and the circled 98, which we've seen in other titles. Depending on where you lived, EA also used different players on the cover, such as David Ginola on the French cover, Paolo Maldini on the Italian, Raul on the Spanish, Andreas Moller on the German, and Roy Lasseter on the US, Mexico, and Brazil covers. Might be small but definitely noticeable, both FIFA and France 98 logos can be seen on the front of the box, reminding you that the game is licensed, and you will be looking at real names, teams, stadiums, and France 98 World Cup theme and tournament. On the back, a bold text can be seen mentioning the qualification process to the World Cup. The only goal is to qualify. Screenshots are also included, showing you what the game has to offer in the graphics and animation departments, as well as a helicopter shot of the San Siro Stadium. 3DFX API logo makes an appearance on the box, as well as Dolby Surround Technology logo. Inside the box, a troubleshooting guide and a manual are included, alongside the CD jewel case and a small postcard to enter a competition to win £10,000 and some games, which I will definitely send to EA after this video. The troubleshooting guide is straightforward with warnings, how to resolve issues, and the installation process, while the manual includes everything you need to know about playing the game and understand the football rules. There is also a part explaining the World Cup qualification process and what are the zones and teams participating. A nice touch. Let's take out the CD and start the game. Voiced by Andrew Anthony, here's EA's most iconic motto in the video games industry.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
The game then greets you with a great intro and is considered one of the best ever made intros in the football gaming history, alongside Blur's amazing Song 2 soundtrack, one of the few intros I never skip. Unfortunately, due to copyright issues, I cannot play the music. The intro shows you some animations, stadiums, and the customization options, as well as different flags and cities from around the world. This definitely have set a standard in the gaming intro section, and from there we've seen some quite unique and memorable intros, whether it's from PES, FIFA, or any other football game. The menus in FIFA Road to World Cup 98 are organized and very easy to go through. The 3D player model on the right gives you a feel of what are you going to see in a match, showing you how improved the player models are comparing to previous installments. For the first time in the series, EA have included an in-game player and team editors, which was very much welcomed. You can customize squads, players, and teams, a great plus to the game. It's also worth mentioning that the game had a highlights feature, which basically lets you save your favorite part of the game and come back later to watch it. If I'm not mistaken, this feature is only available on the PC version. The game included 172 FIFA registered national teams, 11 leagues, 193 clubs, 6,400 players, and 16 stadiums from 16 different FIFA confederations. If you're not impressed with the number of national teams, the last and only FIFA game that included all national teams was FIFA World Cup 2014, which had 203 national teams. There are 5 different gameplay options to choose from. Friendly to play a standard match, training, a great way to sharpen up your skills by selecting offensive and defensive drills, and if you're into this kind of thing, penalty shootout, which each team takes 5 penalty shots on goal. League play lets you choose the league you want and go through an entire season, all with real players and teams. I might have said that the game offers 16 real-life stadiums, but this mode increases that number by adding generic stadiums to make every match feel different. Another feature in this mod is the transfer system, which finally uses real money instead of player swapping. Though, the amount of cash every team has is unbalanced, and player values are questionable with unrealistic transfers occurring frequently in the game. Judging from the name, FIFA Road to World Cup 98 is heavily tied in with the qualifying stages. The Road to World Cup mode lets you choose the national team you want, go through the qualifying stages, and into the 1998 World Cup. This was definitely one of the most in-depth modes ever seen in a football game back then. Not only to play matches, but also to manage your team. You can call any player from the same nationality to your squad whenever you like, giving you a variety of players in your squad. And the good news is, all the teams have real players. For example, I called Michael Owen to England's squad, as well as the most underrated player in football history, Emil Heskey. It's also worth mentioning that Footix, the France 98 mascot, appears in this game mode. We've covered the intro video, but there are still some other things to mention. Before every match, you'll see a short video about the stadium you will be playing in, showing you some famous parts of the country which the stadium is located, as well as a helicopter shot from the stadium from the outside and inside. The game then shows you the team's lineups in the loading screen, which is a nice touch and brings back nostalgic memories. Another positive is the TV broadcast style presentation found during the match. Statistics like ball possession, offside, and shots on target. One more thing I liked about the game is the ad boards around the stadium. You'll see big names like Gillette, Adidas, McDonald's, and Snickers, giving you a more authentic feel to the gameplay. The FIFA franchise is known for the great soundtracks, and this version did not disappoint. FIFA Road to World Cup 98 is the first game in the franchise to include licensed soundtracks, and even though there are only 6 in the game, they are still considered the best in the series. 1 track from Blur, 1 from Electric Skychurch, and 4 from the Crystal Method. Chances are, you will like them as I did. Commentary in the game is fantastic for its time. Des Lennon providing the introduction of the match, and the match commentary is done by John Motson and Andy Gray.
And I'm glad you could join us for this interesting league game between Liverpool and United. Well, now we're all set for the kick-off, so let's join Andy Gray and John Motson.
Thanks, Des. Yes, both teams raring to go here at the kick-off, expecting a very competitive game.
Well, anything can happen here today. I would just like to see a good open game. Now the defence here is rock solid, so there should be plenty of goal-mouth incident.
EA and the commentary team did a great job in providing 40,000 play-by-play commentary lines, including calling most players by name. The crowd sounds were also reworked for this version. In addition to screams, boos, and applauses, you can also listen to different types of instruments being played in the matches. Every team has their own chants and crowd noises. Let me show you some examples. You can also control the crowd noises when scoring a goal, such as pressing the shoot button to hear loud drums. And when conceding a goal, pressing the pass button makes them whistle.
Let's take another look at that whistle.
EA also added player grunts, shouts, and body impact sounds to maximize the realism in the game. The graphics engine have been worked from the grounds up, replacing the horrible Virtual Stadium engine from the previous titles. The new engine brought nicer graphics and lighting, vivid colors, detailed players with more hairstyles and facial expressions. And better animations due to the use of motion capture technology. Oh yeah, and the oversized ball. The controls feel good and much better than any previous FIFA game. Even though EA went with an arcade-style game, the gameplay will definitely suit all type of gamers. The inclusion of the dribbling through the shoulder buttons gives you more variety to score some nice goals. Animations really made the game stand out, such as overhead kicks, reactions to cards, and the amazing goalkeeper saves, which were definitely revolutionary comparing to other football titles back then. And let's not forget the funny, awkward, but great goal celebrations.
Well, it's ended up in the net. Quite a mix-up in the defence.
Also, players sometimes react to harsh tackles if no foul was given. The game offered different times to play in, such as day and night, and a variety of weather conditions such as hot, rain, snow and sleet. Depending on the weather condition, the players fatigue faster. One of the most remembered game mode in FIFA Road to World Cup 98 is the indoor stadium. Even though it was introduced in FIFA 97, the gameplay was much better and fun in the 98 version, especially with friends. There are no throw-ins, goal kicks or corners, just glass walls and goals. This is probably one of the most requested game mode in the FIFA franchise throughout the years. Even when recording this footage, I could not stop playing. FIFA Road to World Cup 98 is also the first game in the series to properly implement the offside rule. Previous games called the play offside if the player was running behind the defense without a ball, even if the ball was passed backwards and nowhere near the offside player. Even though this was fixed, there were no replays for the offsides in this version. Another nice addition is the ability to control the referee's strictness from the options menu. Going with a lenient referee will result in a less called fouls, and a strict one will increase the number of called fouls as well as cards. Something I rarely see in football games nowadays is goalkeepers catching the ball outside the box. I remember going nuts when I saw this happen in FIFA 98 back in 1997. Even though the game has no handball fouls, the keepers will sometimes mistakenly catch the ball outside the box, resulting in a free kick to the opposing team. Another realistic touch added is the ability to dive. I tried to get a foul by diving, but couldn't. it seems you need to perfectly time the dive. In the strategy and tactics department, the game offers you a lot to tinker with, such as changing the formation, changing the general strategy to attacking or defending, and changing the individual attacking bias and aggression for each player, as well as selecting the kick takers for the set pieces. These are certainly some impressive options to deal with back then, and they don't do crap in the game. Nothing I tried changed the gameplay. Now this brings us to the negatives of the gameplay. Other than the useless tactics and strategies, the game suffers from an issue still present in the FIFA series, but definitely been reduced, which is the scripted gameplay. FIFA Road to World Cup 98 starts to feel the same the more you play. You'll notice the number of possible different matches is much lower than the later titles, and the goals you score or the way you attack will be the same after a couple of matches, making the game very easy even in higher difficulty levels. Another thing is AI. Goalkeepers, for example, will do amazing saves, and the other time missing the ball completely. The same could be said about the defense and attack. Even in higher difficulty, the game is pretty easy. Shooting in the game is often a banana shot. The curve of the ball feels unrealistic but good, and gets quite boring after a match or two. The crowd in the game don't look good either. It's just a huge texture laid in the stadium. Even with the camera flashes and the little crowd movement in the front seats, you'll soon feel you're playing all alone in a big stadium. With all that said, sit back and enjoy these highlights of the match between Brazil and the Netherlands.
Hello and welcome to this friendly game between Brazil and Netherlands. We're here in Rio de Janeiro and the conditions perfect for football this evening. So we're all set for the kickoff. Let's join Andy Gray and first John Motson.
Thank you, Desmond. The two sides here today looking to use this friendly game as a fitness exercise for their players.
Yes, John, one or two players out there more than capable of electrifying a game. And I wouldn't like to predict the outcome of this one.
Ronaldo. Good save. Mario. And he's beaten his man. Ronaldo. It's in the back of the net. Let's take a look at the instant replay. "1-0 now the score. Kluivert. Helling pass. And leaves his markers standing. And he's put it away. What a fantastic goal. A look then here at the replay. And that makes the score 2-0. Kluivert. Seedorf. Bergkamp. Calmly collected. And straight at the keeper, that one. Romario. Oh, he sent him completely the wrong way. Brilliant goalkeeping.
No doubt he saw that late. That's what made it even more impressive.
Oh, he's left him for dead there. He'll get a yellow card for that and should have no complaints. Dunga. Leonardo. The score 2-0 then after the opening period. Interesting game, Andy.
Both of these teams playing plenty of attractive football, just a matter of putting away the chances. And there's only one team done that so far.
Ronaldo. And that's a manager's nightmare. There really is no planning for that. Let's take another look at that incident.
Well, I can't believe that. All too easy. Even I could have scored that, John.
They're moving away now, 3-0 here. Clivert. Nice touch. No love lost there, one suspects. Some really tough tackling out there now. A bit of a break in play here then for a free kick. Now let's see if they can take advantage here.
Well, there's a golden rule from here. You must hit the target.
Keeper's ball, and that's a terrible piece of defending. What were they thinking of? Let's take another look at that.
Well, there's no excuse for a soft goal like that. Should never happen at this level.
The score here then, 3-1. Juninho. Splendid pass. What a great finish there. Goalkeeper, no chance at all. A look then here at the replay.
Yes, perfectly timed. Keeper never stood a chance.
3 goals in it now, 4-1. Oh, he made that look easy. The shot too powerful to hold.
Oh, a tremendous save, John. Pure class.
We'll take the free kick. And there it is, a perfect finish to a terrific move. Well, we can see more clearly what happened in the replay.
Great finish, John. Climbed well, put it beyond the keeper.
Ronaldo. The keeper takes the goal kick. Brazil, winners here at the final whistle. Good value for their 4-2 victory in what was a very entertaining match.
FIFA Road to World Cup 98 might have not aged well, but definitely worth coming back to for a game or two. A lot of people compare it to new titles, and I understand why. FIFA 98 was revolutionary back then, and it still feels different than any other FIFA game. Outweighing its negatives, FIFA Road to World Cup 98 is the game in the franchise that paved the way to other titles to shine and succeed. The game does not work on 64-bit operating systems, but there is a workaround. Visit FIFA 98 page at PC Gaming Wiki in the link found in the description below and follow the steps to play the game. Thank you for watching.